Hello, you guys. I think this is an appropriate time to start talking about finals since they're in about 2 weeks. Can you imagine the semester is nearly done? I was speaking with Dr. Joe, and it does seem like that this semester went kind of fast, but also it felt like it kind of went like a little bit slow because I feel like we're almost done, but hey, it took us a long time to get here. But let's get into the presentation. Two important questions we'll cover: how to prepare for finals and how to survive finals week. I'm sure you guys are aware of how to prepare for finals, and you've had experience in high school and also last semester, most of your first semester in college. So, but it's good to review and here are some general tips, just for overall advice. The basics. This is critical. You might overthink this. Know your final schedule. Today, as you're watching this, please go into your each and every syllabus and look at the date and time your final exam is on. This is very important because they're not necessarily the time your class is usually scheduled. So therefore, you might even have a final on a Saturday evening. You might have it on a Friday morning, even though your class is Tuesday, Thursday. It could be odd like that, so please check and make sure. Make a study plan. Make it in sort of a hierarchy. What is most important, what's least important, because some of our classes we know, this class is super easy. I only need maybe a 75% on the final to get an A. Or something like that, where you don't need as a hard of a grade, or maybe it's an easier class for you. So know what you had to study, know the hierarchy, so you can dedicate the appropriate amount of study times, which leads into my third tip. Chunk out study times. Next week is study week, so I assume none of you will be learning new material from your professors. At least you shouldn't. So next week, make sure you appropriate these study times and follow your hierarchy. So you know this class is going to take me more time than this class, so just plan appropriately. And the reason why you want to chunk out study times is because you want to be able to take breaks. You get to revisit a lot of material if the final is a cumulative final. So take breaks, make sure you're absorbing, and take care of yourself. And you cannot see my last tip, but this one's important. Do your best and accept the results. Try not to stress. If you put all your effort into this next week of studying, and even right now, you put all the effort in for finals week. Accept the result. Try not to stress. You put all your effort in and you did your best. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So don't have to worry about anything else. Just know that you put in the discipline and you put the hard work for your finals weekend. Whatever happens, it happens. But at least you know you put the hard work in. So hopefully that'll kind of chisel away at maybe if you have test anxiety, which I know definitely has increased for a lot of people, especially online. Finals week. So I mentioned how I'm gonna talk about how to survive finals week. So the hard work should be done. You studied during the study week and you chunked out your time. You took breaks. You took your mental breaks. So the hard work should be done. So before exam, this is very important. Good night's sleep before and proper nourishment. This is so your brain can recall things quicker. You have you can be optimal mentally, and your mental acuity is right there. Boom. You see something on an exam, you're not really like, oh, I'm kind of yawning, tired, taking my test. No, you're wide awake, you're ready for an exam, and you're doing it, and you're doing your best because you reviewed last week, so it should help you for finals week. And so, don't just study week and forget about everything the finals week. You should review a little bit. You should be able to maybe even create a formula sheet just so you can look at the bullet points and see what you need to look over and just understand the big concepts. Maybe not look at every single detail, but just look over your notes and try not to don't cram, do not over stress, but just try to get a grasp of what you're getting into on the exam. If you don't know it the day before, odds are you won't know it test day. Don't cram. Therefore, focus on your strengths. Say there's one chapter really gave you a struggle and you just couldn't understand it all semester. This doesn't mean you don't look at it, but give it a quick look. But don't dedicate so much time where you neglect your strengths. Focus on your strengths so you can do good and earn those points on the exams. After all, these exams are based on points, most of them. So you just gotta get as many points as you possibly can, and don't sacrifice this a little amount of points for the whole test. Okay, please focus on your strengths. After each exam, you're going to be mentally exhausted. some of you might have more than one exam at a time. So rest after each exam, or rest after each 2 exams, or however your schedule is. So maybe say you have an exam from 9 to 11:30 and your next exam is at 1. Well, from 11:30 to 12:15, make sure you get a good little break, get some food in, get some water, nourish yourself, and maybe then pull out your notes, take a deep breath, and start reviewing and get ready for the next test. But don't cram. Cramming will, if you don't know the day before, you probably don't know the day of, because you're gonna be mentally exhausted and you're not gonna really have any retention of what you're actually cramming most of the time. Variables that might affect the outcome. Preparation. This is important. You should have put the hard work in study week. So this is really important. Make sure you study on study week. Very, very, very important. Because he's like, oh, I wish I studied a little bit harder. Nope, it's too late. It's finals. You're on the exam day. So remember, suffer the pain of discipline, and instead of suffering the pain of regret. So don't regret your preparation. Please plan accordingly. Variables that might affect the outcome. One late night. Say, I just need to cram. I just need to keep reviewing. So you go to bed at 12:30, you have an exam at 8. You go to bed at maybe 1:30 a.m., you have an exam at 8. That's not optimal. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel weak. And it's going to affect you later on during the week too. So please don't cram and don't stay up too late. Make sure you get a proper amount of sleep. My cat's calling me. Guess he wants dinner. Anyways, we're on the last point. Remain calm during the exam. That is the big issue I face. I sometimes get nervous. Take a deep breath. Go in it. Do your best. I know a lot of people, their anxiety has increased. I've talked to other students because they have the internet. So they feel like they have to look at the internet. They have to look online because they want to double check. Because they're second guessing. They're second guessing themselves, and you start doubting yourself. So do it yourself. Don't rely on the internet, because that is a crutch. And that is also something you won't be able to have. That is a resource you won't have next semester. Maybe if you have time and you're allowed to use the internet, which most of you probably won't. If you're allowed to use the internet, once you solve it, then maybe use the internet to help you out. If you're just like citing something or something simple, but do not cheat. Avoid academic dishonesty no matter what. So that's all I had to say. Do your best. Prepare. That's all I can say. Do your best. Prepare. Make sure get a good night rest of sleep, a good night's sleep, and remain calm during the exam, because you don't want to be a nervous wreck and start just like, oh, I got so nervous I didn't answer the last 20 questions. No, you studied, relax, do your best, accept the results. Thank you, everyone. I'm thankful for being your peer mentor this semester.